not letting it up. Oh, that is sensational. Has he done enough, Foxes? Oh, that is a big spin. I don't think we've had any running whatsoever, have we, in the wet today? So this is going to be the first instance, particularly like for a race start as well. So I'm expecting a lot of wheel spin off the line.
Sir.
Snacks gets disqualified. Amazing. Purple J, the last man to come around the final corner. He lines up. BRT Jacob then on pole position.
I'm going to jump on Exotic Plains' car is what I'm going to do, as it is 5 lights and away we go in a significantly slower pace than what we was in the sprint race. These wet conditions are going to be looking. Oh, the teammates into turn 1. Fucking team orders off for him. They don't give a fuck. Let him past it, big boy. Into 1 and into 2. Now into 3. The teammates both after Martin. Wheels the wheel through both corners, wanting to get the most out of these wet conditions. Very much rightly so. You got to be selfish in this game, and you got to be by yourself. First for that big snap on the exit from Exotic Plains, getting into the toe now. EVR Jake. I'm just gonna call him Jake. Is what I'm going to do. That'll be a lot easier for my vocal range for the remainder of the evening. Wanting to tuck him behind and keep on the back of both Aston Martin boys and to have a little bit of a squabble. And they're fighting now, but Ultra getting a front row ticket, naturally so as well. The McLaren of Fresh Agent 47 on the back of that train. Also, teammates swapping out positions into the Corpse corner, into the Corpse corner. They go now into Maggots and Beckett's for the first time in these very much different conditions to what we saw in the first sprint race. But further down the field, mate, Tempo's come through the pack like an absolute treasure rocket, up 6 positions so far in P7. Out of the Beckett's corner he comes. Snacks down 2, Agent up 3, getting a run now on Ultra. Round the outside, possibly into the apex. And Brave lap 1 in these conditions. Of Brave he is. He slung it around the outside. What an unbelievable racing move. That's incredible. The trust between 2 drivers.
It's a nudge.
Someone else, that's crazy driving. What an unbelievable show. It's a trust between 2 league racers there around the outside, lap 1 in wet conditions. Wow, what a bit of racing that is.
We knew that these conditions were going to be tricky first up. These early opening laps are going to be your best opportunity. That's disgraceful. How has he made that stack?
Absolutely sent it down the inside of 3. That's an unbelievable racing move.
He made it.
Let's echo the sentiment that the drivers in this league are so good that you know that space will be given, and you can trust that space to be given. So that makes those moves possible. Down the inside he goes on Snacks, one of the best drivers in our community, and I will say that with my chest.
Yeah, is that Purple J? Purple J down the.
Don't make Tempo now on the back of Ultra. Tempo's in a fucking hurry. He's up 7 positions, lap 2. Down the east side of the Corpse corner again. Unbelievable racing. Ultra giving the racing room to the Sauber. Down the east side he goes into the Corpse entry. Now looking to get onto the back of Fresh Agent in the McLaren. Up 8 positions, Sam. 8 bloody positions.
That is
2 laps
mega start. Agent in Tempo. Now I don't know if they've maybe got it spot on with their wet setups, part of their preparation, doing some wet laps, but that is a huge amount of positions to be making up in what are some tricky conditions in what is only 2 laps in to this British GP. It is a fine effort. It doesn't look like the rain is going to be going anywhere anytime soon. It's still coming down. It would take a while for a dry line to start forming, so it seems like the fighting and the battles on Inters is here to stay. Tempo!
Inside, I'm licking that stamp every lap when I'm sending it. None Royal Mail's gonna stop me tonight. Jesus Christ. He's absolutely flying in these wet conditions. I've no idea what he's got on that car right now.
It just seems to be suited, but I tell you what, he's got a hell of a gap to those podium places. 2.8 seconds. It stands in a minute. Oh, Agent throwing it through the corners. It seems like Agent has better grip, better pace going through the corners. Seems to be making up for it. But watching from this overhead helicopter, it seems like the Sauber's got slightly quicker straight line speed. If Agent can stay within the slipstream and hopefully just stay close, just keep biding his time, an opportunity will present itself. It takes one little mistake. I mean, Tempo looking a little bit ragged through Maggots and Beckett's, but he holds on. It's a purple Sector 2, despite what it may look like, but that gap now between the top three is definitely building. It is it's still a pretty close fought battle. To the top, it's a little bit deep into the corner from Jake. That's going to cost him some time between himself and the Aston Martin. As you can see, that's now up to a second. Exotic with the fastest lap. Now, when it comes to wet conditions, it seems something that it's conditions that tend to favour BRT Jacob a little bit more. It's something that he often calls for with a move down the inside. That is a fantastic bit of overtaking, but oh my god, that's far too close. Side by side going onto the straight. Who's going to have it? Obviously, no DRS at the moment. Oh, what a fantastic overhead shot we got from the helicopter. Oh, they bang wheels. It's a little nudge at the front wing. I don't think he's lost. I think he's got away with it. I think Jacob's got away. No damage done, but no team orders. Put it that way. No team orders whatsoever down at Aston Martin. They're going to be fighting for every inch of the racetrack.
We mentioned it earlier in the season, long before, as soon as we saw the teams get drawn out from the helmet of fate, we pondered it straight away, is how quickly will it become a case of, if we need to win the race for the sake of something later on, then maybe, but for the first few races, I don't think they've both got it in them to sit there and just be like, no, I'm not sitting here and just being behind you for the better of the team. I've got my own shit to do, big boy. So I want to come through. And very much at the moment, these both Aston Martin boys, I wanted to come through, but at some point, they're going to have to take into a little bit of consideration that the fly behind them is just sat there, just waiting for these two guys to either hit each other.
And now sets the fastest lap, or Tempo. Never mind, he'll seal it
straight away.
He's eaten away at 4/10 to that gap as well. It's Tempo. So a little bit of cleaner air in front of him.
My boys getting so close to each other. Goodness me, these are pushing the limits.
Oh, I'm having a look at Senna at the minute. Look at the gap here. Sterling, Senna, and Mason have got a similar fight on the go, a bit further back down the grid. Senna had a little bit of a look through turns 1, 2, and 3. Mason is right there waiting for a similar opportunity. Not sure if he's going to get the run here. He's dumping the battery. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get it done. I don't think he is. He's sensible on the brakes, keeping a decent line. Mason is right there. These two, I get the feeling, are going to be in a similar fight to what we've got at the top end of this race, coming through towards Cops. Sterling is really under pressure. I'm not sure if Sterling is going to, how long he's going to be able to hold on for. Senna has been right on that gearbox for about 3 laps
Jacob,
now.
when they doesn't play, this is getting a little bit dicey. I think it's gone far beyond team orders. Down the inside goes Jacob.
There's a bit of a slide there.
Me, Exotic Blaze was squeezing that boy onto the grass. This is very much not a case of but where the team and will race fairly and hardly. I think there's a little bit more in the Blazers Egos on
bit of juice in there.
There was a decent old squeeze, a good old bear hug, almost onto the grass, and I think Jacob then has sent it down the inside as like a little bit of a like receipt kind of thing. Okay, mate, no worries. So if that's how we're racing, that's how we're gonna race, and that's exactly what he's done. Flung it down the inside. Let him know, okay, mate, no worries. Let's box then. let's do this on circuit. I think now we're going to see a little bit of genuine spice, a little bit of sugar and spice and everything nice in this wet Silverstone Grand Prix. Yes, I'm quoting Powerpuff Girls during the Formula 1 stream. Yes, we are.
He's quoting Powerpuff Girl. How this man can conflate F1 League Racing and Powerpuff Girls is a skill all to its own. Sterling is still managing to hold on. Senna is just, I'm not sure if Senna is just trying to bide his time, maybe just use the slipstream a little bit. It does seem, tempo, pushing the limits again. This is unfortunately becoming something we've seen a lot, particularly in the first 2 races, and with it being so close up at the top, it is costing him important race positions and points as well. It's not ideal. I love this. What a shot on board this is at the moment on board Sterling. Oh, that's a shame it didn't stay on that angle for longer. I tell you what, Senna's testing him. He's really starting to. But at what point is Senna going to make a little bit of a move? He's looking racy. Mason, the rear of the car sticking out on him. He holds it. Gets away with it a little bit. How are we looking a bit further ahead? Jake just biding his time. Oh, they collide.
He's not trying to bide his time. He's saying his time is now. I'm not going to quote Sinner's theme song. I will not give in to that urge. But he almost sent it down the inside. He's not looking to save time whatsoever. He's looking to find an opportunity. And when that opportunity arises, he's going to let that stamp and send that apparently. Go on, Jacob. Oh, he's thought about it, and then did not. Oh, my God. These two are going to be just scrapping now until one of them pulls the trigger on who wants to either try undercut or overcut. But Jacob, and let's not forget about the Ferrari P3, does not tend to drift. Watch it all. Boys, no worries. Burn your tyres off. Burn all the battery. Force yourself to make a choice between you both on circuit. I'll sit here. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'll chill.
Oh, this is it. I mean, the rain is still coming down. And I'm not sure at what point these current sets of intermediates are going to start to wear off. It's probably going to be a little bit later. I reckon maybe towards a lap 15, something along those lines. I think they're going to last quite comfortably for a little bit. But, Jake just having a little look at BRT Jacob. It was just a
Jake
little...
Jake doesn't want it right now.
Look.
He doesn't want it right now. Jacob there lost at least 2.5 tenths out of the exit of Beckett's, and Jake got up back of him, lifted off. Jake doesn't want it right now. I'm pretty sure right now Jake is starting. Ooh, big snap though. That's a wrist breaker.
Yeah,
but I think it's right now he's better than just to sit and think, no worries. Yeah, exactly. Just I'm gonna bide my time because right now.
Mason
Senna.
Senna.
Big snap again. Goodness me.
Mason and Senna having a right old battle here. Look how close Mason is to Senna. Goodness me.
No, Danny, Jacob, sorry, he's have to cut you off. They're not done yet in P1 and P2. Down the inside because Jacob will to wheel goes through 10-5 exit. A little bit of wheel bagging. Let him know you're there, Jake. Now again to start there, but they're not done. Both the Aston Martin boys wheel to wheel, side by side. This is crazy. It's a race that I think is a bit of a needless risk, but let them race until it crosses that line, and right now that line hasn't been crossed.
Their risk is our entertainment.
They're pushing it exactly, as long as they know what they're doing and how much they're risking for the guy behind, and then maybe something a little bit further down the grid. If you make contact, then have a longer pit stop, and we all know Silverstone, the pit stop is brutal around here, regardless of a bit of wind damage or a wind change. So at that point, you want to make sure at some point you put into your head that your ego goes aside, and then you sit and think, okay, know what I need to do to make the most of this for myself, to where I'm not going to end up in the wall, in the gravel, and making my pit stop going to like a 35-second pit stop. Because at that point around here, with how close this field is at the moment,
Ultron
you can't afford it. 35-second pit stop.
Ultron Agent, he moves out. He's going to try it. He's going to try it through snow. Oh no! Oh, it's a whiff. They hit. Oh, Ultra tried it. He really tried. Throwing it down, the understeer made his front left make contact with the right rear of Agent. So Agent is fine.
Mason down the P10, so he gets to cut you off so many times.
Oh my God,
the wobble. The outside getting the drift on.
Told you, there's a fight down here.
Senna and Sterling was almost 1.5-2 times the drift. Master Mason got a great one out of the apex. slugging around the outside, but then got really unsettled on the brakes, almost put the car completely round at a full 180. That got very dicey very quickly. It was looking like no one was about to pull the trigger. Never mind, I take my words back.
I think Senna's got damage. I'm having a look front left of his front wing. Right. The end plate, I think, has gone. Which, do you know what? This is going to sound slightly crazy with what you can do with a differential now and how down you can put it. It's not as bad as it used to be on older games. You could really open up the differential and it will counteract between that front wing damage. And when you're in wet conditions, certainly on intermediate, it kind of balances out and can actually give a little bit of understeer, which allows you to push through certain corners. You just got to be careful of exactly that right there, of pushing too much and exceeding the track limit. So he's got to be really careful through some of these sections here. But we know the man's on wheel. He can be detailed, he can be accurate. He can arguably make it work for him and still put some pressure on on Sterling, like he has done all race long. The two Red Bulls together, AJ with a time penalty. Both the Red Bulls are next to each other. Agent just ever so slightly eking out that gap to just over a second. The gaps have started to form a little bit. I think I just saw EVR Jake going slightly wide and deep into turn 2 and 3.
Yeah, I just caught the back of that.
Yeah, right. Same here, right at the end. It's less than ideal for him. He's going to need to try and catch up. A little bit of a gap forming between Jacob and Plains at the moment, starting to catch up with some of the back
Jake now with a penalty.
Well.
That's going to be punishing.
Is not ideal. That is going to bring tempo back into it as well. He's a few seconds back, but now we know that there is a genuine fight on for the final podium position. Decent gap moving back to Agent. P5 got about 7 seconds. Snacks and Ultra keeping him very honest. Not sure there's going to be any team orders happening at Red Bull just yet, but we are on lap 10 of 26 at the moment, so just slightly over a third of the way through.
Indeed, and I don't think team orders are going to have to come into play because Snacks is looking like he's trying to line up and move here on the McLaren in front. Jack got a little bit wishy-washy out of the exit of Beckett now, but Snacks is running low on the average. That Red Bull is coughing. That's really like my lungs this week. Is running very low on those fumes. Oh, big snap! That'll snap round off
that's not good.
Oh,
that's no doubt giving him a warning. That's no doubt giving him a little bit of a warning for going that deep.
Ultra now, never mind the car in front, the car behind Ultra on the back of his teammate. One thing Sergio Perez cannot do is see the back of a leading Red Bull this season, and for the last 2 seasons, God, that man's fucking rubbish. But he's 2.5 tenths behind is Ultra on his teammate after that big snap from Snacks in front, but not lost out too much time on Agent in front regardless. Agent looks like he's having a little bit of a hard time in that McLaren.
Ultra is right on the back of Snacks as well. I'm not sure if he's looking racy. He's looking right at Snacks. Snacks has defended that perfectly, moving him all the way over to the left-hand side.
Oh, but he's looking very racing. He's picking racing G. Back down the grid real quick if you don't mind. Sterling, Senna, Master Mason. I don't think Senna's done. He's going to try to get a run into the braking. No, he's not.
Not quite. He's been trying lap after lap, probably since lap 3. He's had a few little sniffs here and there, really measured on the throttle from Senna there. Goodness me, you can hear that. Mason is not far behind though, is he?
He's a smooth operator, is Mr. Senna on that wheel and pedals, that's for certain.
He's got to be careful.
Oh, James not getting a penalty!
Oh, that's less than ideal. 3 seconds for Master Mason. That's going to ruin a little bit some of the opportunities and moves that he's going to make. He's had a wobble as well. That's a big wobble coming up on the exit of Beckett's. That's arguably going to start bringing Lager into the equation in the Ferrari. It is. He's looking decent here going through Stowe. Oh, goodness me. Mason, the rear of Mason's car seems to be, it's got a proper wiggle on. I think it's fair to say. I think Lager might be able to smell a little bit of blood.
Oh, big snap again from James. Oh, big snap into the gravel he goes. Get out of the wall, young man. Always gets out of the wall. Goodness me, you've just mentioned it there,
really
but
struggling.
The rears are looking like he has melted them off at some point during the race, or just lit them off.
Yeah,
lit them up, I should say, enough times over the 12 laps that we have raced, and just unsettling the rear of that car.
He needs to get off the main sort of slightly dryish line and move into the wetter line. It will
indeed, mate.
cool down the tyres.
At the moment, and you can see James's rear just snapping every time he gets on that throttle, even a little bit. That car is looking so settled. Adrian are going to be very much in the opportunity here, because James has got a big old penalty for taking that 4x4 off-roading experience into the gravel and onto the grass.
Really needs to increase that diff. If he's not already done so, I'd max that out. Oh, exotic!
Oh, exotic planes!
Oh, that's given Jacob a huge license here. I tell you what, Mason is
huge
really
license, remember, boys. Oh goodness me, Snacks having a look on the McLaren in front in P5. Currently 1.5 tenths, and Draper was very much close enough to get that move done. Kind of thought twice about it. Looked like he wanted to go down the inside. Then kind of backed out and thought better against it. Then had the better run to maybe have got the move done regardless.
I tell you one thing, just going on board with Snacks there. Now I know he's on wheel, but seriously smooth inputs into the wheel. Just really subtly turning the wheel, using the brakes and the accelerator to help accentuate and decrease his kind of turning circle. Really nice to watch. But you know what could be completely in vain, because Ultra, is he going to send it? It's looking racy. I think he is. I think he's got the job done. Snacks ain't going to let it go too easily, but it's done. The move is done. Snacks are going to have the opportunity maybe around the outside of Woodcote, but can't make it stick. Solid. Oh, I say that. That's a huge wobble from Ultra on the exit.
It is indeed. And whilst all the driving and drama has been happening up and down the field, Tempo has very much snuck up to the back of EVR Jake in that kick. Sauber wasting no time at all. It very much looks like he has been hunting this man down.
The rain isn't stopping at all. I thought it might just start to stop. We might get a little bit of a drying line, a potential push onto some dry tyres. Part of me would be keen for a little bit of a run on dry tyres as we get near the end, just to mix things up a little bit. Is that Senna finally getting the move done? It is. Senna gets it done. Only just, mind. Only just. Sterling is certainly not giving it up. He makes it work. Coming across the back market there in Red Dog. In the Alpine.
James going around again.
Oh, is that damage? Is that damage? Is AJ got damage there? I think it's AJ and Mason. I think they're both having to go into the pit lane. Yeah, look at the damage AJ's got on the front right of his wing. It's almost non-existent. He's to go in. New inters needed.
Not too sure if he's managed to kind of find himself.
Oh, hang on. Oh, Agent and Ultra. Goodness me, look at this on the onboard. Oh, actually, no, not even on the onboard. We're looking at the helicopter cam. I tell you what, Ultra should have a hell of a run based on the line that he just took through there. Not sure he's going to make use of it. Snacks has dropped back considerably on this. He just needs to be a little bit patient here, does Ultra. Oh, it's a wobble. Oh, look at the overspeed that Snacks has got. I think Ultra's going to let him go there because of the wobble he does. So playing the team game a little bit. I'm not sure if Ultra's tyres having a little bit of a wobble, a bit of an overheat. It is slightly. There is a drying line.
Getting pushed onto the grass. Almost had one wheel on the grass, dipping that toe onto the waist.
Oh my God!
Oh, wing damage on AJ. I think front right end plate. I think he's lost some carbon fibre. Snacks now down into the pit lane. Get me the fuck out of that, he says. Man got Will.
No, he's fine. His wing's fine. His wing looks absolutely fine.
Is it Snacks? Maybe that got
it might be Snacks.
Carbon fibre going flying somewhere.
Tempo has got Tempo's into the pits. It seems like a few are coming in. I'm not sure if any are going to get ballsy and try dry tyres. I'm not sure if anyone is bold enough to do it. No,
I think it's far too early at the moment.
I know there's a drying light. If it wasn't raining, there's potential, but rain is not going anywhere. Let's have a look then of the position change as it stands. The big winner is Fresh Agent, currently up 6 places. Tempo up 5. Stack's missing out the most at the minute. He is down 6 positions in P10. A little bit of a wobble, bit of a move happening there. Is Jake and Tempo fighting it out further down the field. Jake gets it done on Tempo. Obviously, both do have time penalties. They've got Sterling in front of him, who hasn't boxed yet. Oh, Jake pushing. I think he's going to get the overspeed now. I think Sterling is maybe recognising that, you know what, these guys aren't part of his race. He needs to box at some point soon.
In these conditions, I think that is his safest thing to do. I think at the moment.
Smart move. Much love for Senna. See now Senna, although he's got the wing damage, he's up in P5 at the minute. He's making it work at the moment. But it all comes down to the Tiger. We did say, wasn't it, it was going to be around about a lap 15 that it was going to count. Jacob comes in, Agent comes in, Ultra comes in,
and
as
Jacob very much had a free pit stop there almost.
Well, it's going to be close. Yeah, he comes out. It comes out, was it 2 seconds, 1.9, 1.4?
There it goes. I was just about to say, I think he's got about a 2-second buffer on the pit stop there. He boxed on 20, I think he had a 25-second buffer. I think he had.
Comes out.
Speaking of buffers, Tempo sending it!
Oh, they're colliding.
Down the inside of EVR Jake. Trying to go around the outside now of Senna, trying to get a 2-piece in 2 corners. I mentioned it earlier, Voice Break 101, first one of the season. I mentioned it earlier on.
All kinds of pressure on Senna. Senna will defend with his life.
He absolutely will make that Haas as wide as my voice is giving out, as wide as possible is what he will do. Jake, I think they've just got absolutely mugged off. Never mind again.
Jake's going to get the better line.
I'm lying again is what I'm doing. I'm lying again. He got mugged off once. It's not going to happen again. Down the inside Tempo. Now down the inside.
Oh my God.
The Haas into the corner. Can he? No, he won't. But Tempo now on the outside. Oh! One guy going off circuit. Tempo, a little bit of nose contact to the rear right, I think it was.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Tempo contact will do with the Haas. Through Max and Beckett's now. They go. Not that Haraka hasn't lost out and lost out on some wing. Or just spun off at some point during that little altercation between 3 cars. Firm kudos for getting those 3 cars through that section of corners, and nobody losing that massively.
I thought that was ending in tears. I really did.
I thought one car was about to be yeeted off circuit. Senna now boxing again. Another car getting into a little bit of a ding dong, then just going, nah mate, I'm good. Tyres are going off. Let me get out of that in some clean air. Let you do your own race.
New tyres. Hopefully get that wing fixed, and I'm hoping for Senna it is not hugely detrimental to his race position. I mean, he's coming down in P8. He's probably going to come out in P9, I imagine. Are they there and ready with the front wing? Doesn't look like it. I think he's sticking with it. I think he's kind of happy and just wants the new tyres. Do you know what? Don't blame him.
I think he's kind of happy indeed. I think one driver that's not going to be happy at the moment is Mr. EVR Jake, because there is a Sauber just absolutely harassing the back of his Ferrari through turn 1, 2, 3 and 4. Tempo is looking very quick on this fresh set. EVR Jake getting a little bit of a bad run out of the final part of that corner, running a little bit deep, not getting the exit that he wanted to. That has given Tempo the free range, the open door to come flying for the cool in.
Oh, it hit
down the inside on the entry of Corps. Was that a little bit of contact? I'm not
there was
on board with this Sauber Valve.
There was. We were watching on the overhead. No damage.
A little bit of damage.
It was definite contact. No. It looks fine. It looks absolutely fine from what we can see, but there's definite contact. The line that Jake had being further to left, he had the overspeed going through the court. It's just a case of, Tempo had to go, whoa, Jake had the inside. Oh my goodness me. I tell you what, it is millimeters between these two. Jake has to be patient here. This is maybe
Sam,
not.
He said,
Maybe
fuck
not.
your patience and fucking advice. I want to come through now, Sam, is what he's saying.
Oh my god.
Goodness me, that was millimetre to millimetre for wheel to wheel. Again, just in these conditions, I can't express to you how impressive that is. To have the gaming talent and the knowledge and the know-how to know where you're going to place your car, and then the car next to you as well, in the dry, let alone in the wet. These guys impress us week after week in dry. Oh, big snap for Jake.
Wobble.
Jesus Christ, get some raindrops in that bath tomorrow night. Get those wrists loosey-goosey. But the lads showcase it every week in the dry conditions, how good they are. And then to showcase this level of driving talent, driving respect on circuit in these wet conditions.
Got a yellow.
Down
Who's the yellow?
inside, fuck the yellow.
Who's yellow? Mason. Mason's in the wall. Mason's in the wall.
Whoa.
Pit straight. He's coming around the final corner. He's lost it. I think it is. Oh, it's a full course safety car. He gets it going again, but he has no front wing. He was stationary for long enough. It has brought out a safety car as AJ gets a drive-through penalty for speeding. He's going to have to wait until normal racing resumes to serve that as well, I believe. Oh, wow. This is going to make the battle. So, even with the penalties, this is going to start to make these fights at the top of the grid a little bit spicier. Purple Jay's going to come in. Jacob comes in for a fresh set.
Ooh.
As does
Jake
Exotic.
Stayed out.
Exotic does.
Jake tried to follow Tempo there into the pit lane, waiting to the very last minute. Oh, Tempo's wrong! Dear.
Oh, Tempo, who's effectively, again, for speeding in the pit lane, has got himself a 10-second time penalty. So much unbelievable driving and hard work. Unfortunately, it's happened on a few races now where these little time penalties are costing position. That for 13 seconds, and given how many laps are left with the safety car, I fear that is going to have a huge impact on his finishing position. I tell you who is going to be sitting kind of pretty. It's going to be Callum Ultra, Snacks and Agent. Obviously, Senna's up there as well, because there's a lot of time penalties going ahead of them, so they can start making some moves. I mean, Ultra, depending on how well he does in those final few laps, there's a little outside bet for a little P2 here. There's certainly a podium chance for the man.
Indeed.
Drivers starting to catch up.
We know Jacob and Exotic aren't going to pull punches here on these last few laps, because I think right now Exotic is now thinking, I'm backing me to get by you and then do the best I can to dump that battery and get that 3 seconds deficit away from your car. But so far it's not looked like either of them can pull away from each other until the pit stops, then that kind of thing.
But this is the thing. You've got Ultra on 3 lap old Inters, Jake on 4 laps. See, Jake has stayed out. I mean, how big a difference is 3 and 4 lap old tyres gonna make in comparison to the rest of the grid? Oh, I've got terrible hiccups. All of a sudden, I need to hold my breath for just a moment. Oh, goodness me. Is that Tempo coming into the pits? I think it is.
I think it was. Was it Tempo? It was indeed. Tempo has come. Yes,
he went slow that time.
Yeah. Not too sure what he's thinking here.
Serve the 10 seconds. No, serve the 10 seconds, go on to a fresh set. That's what he's thinking.
No,
see what he can do.
You
can serve the 10 seconds.
Save your 10 seconds.
See, here we go. You can serve the 10 seconds.
Never mind.
I believe under safety car, which is what is taking place at the moment. And there we go. A brand new set of Inters will go on. So that will help his endeavour trying to get back up the field. It puts him down into P10. at the moment, although Lager is coming through the field. I think it can end up being P11. Oh, how it changes so late on in this British Grand Prix. So, as we go back and check the penalties, you can see both Exotic and EVR Jake sitting on 3-second time penalties. We will probably have the safety car coming in on lap 21, I would imagine. So we're going to have 22, 23, 24, 25 and 26. So we're going to have 5 solid laps where a bulk of the drivers are going to be on brand new intermediates fighting it out for some solid points.
Indeed.
I think Jacob is looking healthy up in P1 at the moment. No time penalties, but we know how quickly that can change. Pressure on is going to be on Ultra and Snacks just to kind of stay close and pick up the pieces. The course of the safety car was a spin from Master Mason on the pit straight. He ended up in the wall, losing his front wing, and he was stationary for long enough to cause the safety car. He managed to get the car moving, and background he finds himself in P12, but with 13 seconds of time penalties. At the moment, the bulk of the cars all joining up. We have a few.
You've got Redding and Purple J.
Flying
so
round.
we've got just to catch the pack. We must apply the next lap, and we should be right as rain.
So
no
this is
pun
it.
intended.
Got it.
3
Right,
Aston
great. I
Martins
like
leading
it.
the race at the moment.
3 Aston Martins?
Indeed, we've got the safety car at the front of
Oh,
the queue.
okay.
The Aston Martin.
Okay. Yeah, I get you.
And then the Aston Martin boys.
I was like, what? Is he on about 3? Like, bro's taking too much cough medicine. Like, he's seeing multiples. He's all over the shop. I was getting worried
man's
for
running
you.
off nothing but diesel. Running up nothing but
Goodness me.
diesel.
I was starting to get a little bit concerned. Like, put the cow pole
3
down.
Aston Martins.
Okay? Put the cow
that's
pole
what I
down.
should have bought earlier. Why did I buy Calpol? Where was your world here? What was your world need to do the most in my time of need?
Bit of cow pole, some ibuprofen to open up your nose, get some Lemsips down here as well. Perfect remedy. But that is exactly what you want. That combined will knock your socks off. That is for sure. Goodness gracious.
Well,
Okay, so the
hopefully.
driver's pretty much catching up. Is that? I think that's Redding in the pit lane. Actually, it is. He boxes. I think it's going to be coming out on some fresh tyres. I can't believe that it has rained throughout the course of this race. I was half hoping, as you say, for some mixed conditions. There's definitely a drying line forming, but with that rain consistently falling, intermediates are absolutely the best tyre to be on. I feel sorry for AJ with that drive-through. Unfortunately, that is going to cost. I mean, in the points at the moment, that is really going to put him back down.
Oh God,
outside. Here we go. Safety car is in this lap. So BRT Jacob will become the de facto safety car. Start bunching the cars up. Question is, at what point do you go? And in all fairness, it's kind of tricky in dry conditions choosing what moment that you're going to put your foot down and go for it. In wet conditions as well, you've got to be even more careful. You've got to be careful with the wheel spin. At what point of the circuit? It's a slightly different equation in these type conditions. We'll go on board with BRT Jacob round the final few corners.
I'm still pretty much thinking he's going to go in 3, 2, 1.
He's gone.
Absolutely gone.
I think he
very
went
much
earlier.
has done.
He very much went early, and I thought he was going to go.
I thought that was pretty. Oh, big snap from Snacks in P5. Adrian going to get it run down the inside. 8, 2, 3. A little bit of wheel bagging between the McLaren and the safety car again? Question mark.
Safety car again.
My game was bugged.
I think the game is bugged. There is no safety car.
There's no safety car. It's green flag racing. We are underway still. Ignore that. I was like, what? completely ruined the flow. Is what absolutely bloody did. Goodness me, the McLaren and the Red Bull going into 3, getting a little bit of wheel to wheel, a little bit of argy-bargy. We don't mind seeing that sometimes on circuit, and tonight has been so clean and so clinical, given the conditions on circuit as well. So firm kudos to all the drivers on circuit. There has been no safety car or yellow flags out of drivers colliding with each other. It's been driver mistake that has hindered themselves. Cannot ask for more really as league organisers on that front and things like that. It's been Jake, big snap. Goodness me, that's going to break your arm. He has been sliding that Ferrari all over the place. Woohoo!
I tell you what, Exotic is right. I don't think. Oh, it's a big one from Exotic as well, and he arguably goes a little bit wide through Stone. Not sure if he's got a little warning for track limits. He doesn't want to add to what is already a tricky 3 seconds worth of time penalties. Callum Ultra though in P4, 1.9 seconds behind, so at the moment he would inherit a podium position, but I tell you what, if Agent has anything to say about it, he is hunting that man down. Less than half a second separate them, battling for P4 and 5. But as I say, with those time penalties, it counts for much more. If they can maintain this gap, a podium spot is up for grabs. So work to do at the top end of the field. Jacob will need to be putting his foot down, so it gives Exotic that space, that free air to put his foot down and keep expanding on the gaps. Is that Agent through? Oh, what a more! It's not done yet. It's not done yet.
Almost.
It's not done. It looked like it was a done deal, but anything but the sort. Snacks is doing exactly what he did in the trial race. He's sitting there. He's biding his time. The Flying Dutchman, the Season 2 BFL champion. He knows what he's doing around here. He's going to wait. Oh, EVR Jake!
Oh, is that 6 seconds worth?
It's 6 seconds.
8 seconds worth. Naughty, you teasing me. That's not going to be good at the end of this Grand Prix.
Big fight for a podium. Ultra, Agent and Snacks all have the opportunity to get a podium here. This is arguably where the fight is at the moment. It is scarily close between them. A little bit of front wing could potentially be flying here in the next few corners. Ultra! Oh, Ultra gets it wrong as well. I think round the final corner, he's gone a little bit wide. Agent down the inside makes it. He makes it stick, but it's around the outside for the next one. I'm not sure Agent has got it fully. Does nicely done from Agent there, but it's 4.3 seconds, so it's going to be tricky to see if he can push for P2.
Oh, just not to know what
goodness
was
me.
about to absolutely can it down the inside.
Oh my god, Agent wobbles. Agent has a wobble. Oh my goodness me, what is it with these two? They just can't help themselves.
They can't all, but at the moment, Agent's just got to now just have a think of a case of if he can sit in that 3 second gap.
Oh, they've both gone wide.
Agent there being very lucky to not get a penalty. Snacks, I think, was nicely tucked in behind on the exit. Yes, he was, but Senna now slowly creeping up here.
He's catching. Senna is right here.
He is indeed. So, mate, speaking of battles, further down the grid, Tempo is on the back of Lager, and Lager is chasing down Sterling also out of the Marcus and Beckett's sequence. See how this unfolds real quick. Tempo is going to be very much on the almost into the back of the Ferrari. Get on those brakes, slow that Sauber down.
It's going to be tough.
It's going to be very hard indeed.
With what, 2 laps to go, even if he does get the move done, to get the 3 second gap that he needs to hold on is going to be really difficult. It's looking like a P10 then for Tempo at the moment. He'll get points, but it's certainly not the points that he's wanting. AJ gets an additional 3 seconds. Lager right on the back of Sterling as well. Where is Senna? He's dropped back slightly. He's now 1 second behind. Oh, hang on. A little bit of a battle here happening between Lager, Sterling and Tempo. Tempo retires. Not sure what has happened there. That seems to be on circuit. Really not sure what has happened there. The car pulls over to one side.
Oh, Adrian Ultra having a will-to-will scrap there again at this part. Bridge like Adrian's just there to enjoy the scrap rather than the position. He's got no reason to fight it so hard. Yet he's fighting it still on every corner that he gets a chance to. Snacks now going to get in the better run. On the McLaren through Maggis and Maggis all over a low tap in the rear diffuser. Snacks bouncing off that brake. Goodness me, but now going to get a run maybe out of the Beckett sequence. Plenty of battery to play with in the Red Bull. Adrian not having some battery to play with also. That Red Bull now can't get that toe into the apex. Gives Ultra a little bit of breathing space, but not enough breathing space to make that 3-second penalty not become an issue. Goodness gracious me.
I tell you what, I know that that Jake obviously has 6 seconds worth of time penalties, but look at the gap that they've been forming. Goodness gracious me. I mean, we hit now the final lap on board BRT Jacob in P1, 1.6 seconds behind on circuit, but with the time penalties, he's looking very comfortable indeed. Exotic again in P2, despite a 3-second time penalty, very likely going to be keeping that position. So it's a solid performance from the Aston Martin duo. Adrian, though, is likely to inherit a solid finish on the back of time penalties here. He'll get up to P4. Snacks will likely do the same. So Ultra, with 3 seconds of time penalties, is going to miss out on 2 places. As small as a 3-second time penalty may seem, it can be horrendous in terms of the points total that you are going to be taking home down the straight for one last time, throwing it through Stowe. What a drive. Unbelievable qualifying performance from him. I think it was 0.004 of a second separating him and Exotic on the front row of the grid. It is the British GP win then for BRT Jacob on home soil.
Sorry, Jesus Christ. Oh, Adrian got down to his 10 now, almost going around. The final 2 corners just got really messy, really dicey. Trying to cut off the finale and the race leaders. Goodness me, oh, the Ferrari in the middle of the fucking road!
Oh, the Ferrari is absolutely smashed to pieces. Is EVRJ. He's over the line, however. Goodness me, Ultra then misses out. He goes P7. Senna sneaks in for P6. Sterling P8. Lager comes through for P9. Mason then round the final corner to take P10. Is there enough of a gap to take the point? I think so. AJ so close. Got ruined with a few time penalties. Despite the wet setup, he will rue some of those infringements. Points were definitely there for him. Wow, Ultra really missing out on the back of 3 seconds. Goodness gracious me. What a debut for EVRJ. His car might be in pieces on the grid. It's not the best look for him, but it is still a podium on debut for the man. A fantastic drive. That Ferrari has definitely seen better days, and I'm going to make the joke that we're all thinking, you cannot park there, sir. Goodness gracious me. Redding then, our final driver across the line. Wowza. Wow. GG's all round. Great performance from Senna with some damage to his front wing. Driver of the day goes to Fresh Agent, and do you know what? Thoroughly deserved as well.